Hi, I chose to do my project on helping children cope with their autistic classmates. Um, this is Laurie Roselli, and my focus is third grade. I chose this topic because I had two separate years, children that were autistic in my class, and I found it at times, most times, the children were very comforting and helping with these particular students, but on occasion they would realize they were getting maybe a little special treatment or doing things differently, and they would resent them. I think it's an important issue that needs to be addressed because with children being mainstream more often, they're going to be coming encounter with this more often than not. Here are my three texts I chose: A Friend Like Simon by Kate Grayer, My Brother Charlie by Holly Robinson Peete and Ryan Elizabeth Peete, Different Like Me by Jennifer Elder. All of these stories are great for early elementary. A Friend Like Simon I chose as an introductory book. It was a simple book that just seemed to get the point across with a nice story about a little boy who's mainstreamed into the classroom, and it's difficult to cope, and the students find him difficult to cope with at times. It encourages the children to be mindful and patient of the differences that exist, and to also appreciate the positive contribution that he can make to the group. My Brother Charlie, I chose this as a second book in the set, just one particular reason, because of the different culture than the first. It's by the actress Holly Robinson Peete, about her own son, and the bond between the sister and the brother, and how she just, really helps him with his struggles. And he has, special talents like naming all of the presidents, and knows a lot of stuff about the airplanes, and he can play the piano, better than anyone she knows. It's a nice family story also. The third book I chose, Different Like Me, also another little boy, Quinn. He has Asperger's syndrome, and it goes through different heroes and common historical figures that had difficulty, and children may be able to relate to someone like Albert Einstein, and someone that has autism could really feel special that somebody so great as Albert Einstein has gone through things like he or she has gone through. The rationale behind this was, since many students with autism or Asperger's are now mainstreamed into the average classroom, we can't ignore their differences. Having taught in a class with regular ed and special ed students combined, I think it's a must to address their differences upon administration and parent approval. The ultimate goal is to create an environment that everyone feels comfortable in. I mentioned administration and parent approval because I think that with it being a sensitive issue, I wouldn't want to single out anyone, and it's just solely for a learning purpose and to make everyone feel more comfortable and less awkward. All books are early elementary. Different Like Me went up to grade 6. Was more of a difficult read, but I would be reading aloud all of these books to them, so I think it worked for third grade. The timeline would be about 1 week. I think this would be a great character education, health lesson. So Monday we would do a pre-reading discussion to gain background knowledge. I would see if the students had any knowledge on Asperger's, autism, before we even would start with the read alouds and the lessons. And Monday I would also read aloud A Friend Like Simon and discuss. Tuesday we would do an activity based on A Friend Like Simon, writing a letter to Simon, Wednesday, second read aloud with my brother Charlie to discuss for further understanding. Thursday, another activity, compare and contrast the characters in the first two stories, my friend Simon and my brother Charlie. Friday would be the final read aloud with Different Like Me, and the activity would be choosing a famous person to research on the computer. So the activities for A Friend Like Simon: first we will conduct a pre-reading discussion to see how much they know about the topic of autism. Next, we will read aloud A Friend Like Simon, asking comprehension questions as I read to monitor understanding. After reading, we will further discuss, and their job is to write a letter to the main character, Simon. They must include in their letter a little about themselves, what they learned about autism, and how they can help him feel more comfortable at school, home, or in the playground. They will pick, one out of the three to write about. We will share our letters with each other in pairs and then in whole group. Activities for my brother Charlie: we will revisit A Friend Like Simon, and we will add my brother Charlie to our discussion. I will read aloud my brother Charlie, asking comprehension questions as I go along to monitor understanding. After reading, we will discuss further. Their job is to work in pairs to compare and contrast the main characters using a Venn diagram. They will complete this activity by writing a brief paragraph on their comparison. They will also draw a picture of each character to present and be hung up on our progress bulletin board in class. And activities for Different Like Me: we will continue to revisit A Friend Like Simon and my brother Charlie. I will read aloud Different Like Me. We will discuss the famous people that are discussed in the book. Their job will be to pick one famous person out of a hat, to be fair, and research on the computer a bit more. They will have a pre-made questionnaire they would need to fill in. They will then become an expert on their person and present their findings to another third grade class. They will have the choice to dress up like their famous person or bring in props to present their person. This would obviously not happen within the same week. Maybe we would move into the second week for this activity. Some interdisciplinary connections. I figured in drama or an acting out session, I would split the kids into groups and have them act out an important part in each story. They will work together along with my help in coming up with lines and distributing parts. They will present their skits to the class. I thought we could also use this as a part of a presentation to another class as well. In art, they will make a group mural to be displayed in the school during April, which is National Autism Month. They will include common images that represent autism and some symbols that they may have learned about during the readings. It would be great to do this whole entire lesson during the month of April, since it is National Autism Month. But either way, it's a great topic to be taught. In science, we could do a small research project on the brain of a typical third grader compared to a third grader with autism. They would find images in Google and we would display them on the projector for deeper discussion. I think the kids would really like this, especially the boys, with the images. Here is my reflection. As a result of completing this text set project, I realized that there is valuable literature on every topic. When I came up with my topic, I didn't think I would find worthwhile books, and to my surprise, I did. There were, not a huge selection, but there were just really good books that I got to choose from that just hit the nail on the head with my topic. What I liked creating about this text set project was the fact that I could take a topic that was very important in today's society and use it as a very valuable teaching tool. I think this text set, along with other tools, would be a great health or character education lesson, as I said before. What I found challenging about the text set project was juggling the sensitivity with this issue. I do not want to single out students, but rather have them aware of students with autism. They are not only going to encounter students like this in my class, but all throughout their educational journey and life. So it's a valuable lesson to be had not only in third grade, but throughout the grades. And my references. Thank you.